Hi, welcome to Channel One Sports. On today's version of our personality chat, we have a former, not a former but a Black Stars player. He's actually a current player, and he has two AFCON appearances, 2019 and 2021. Made his debut in 2019 under former coach James Kwesi. Let me quickly just introduce who we've got on the table today, who we'll be chatting with. Here's Samuel Owusu. Like I said, two AFCON appearances, 2019 and 2021. A lot to talk about, a lot to mention, a lot to review. Whether he'll be part of, he's still got big visions of, playing the Black Stars. We'll get to know. Samuel, good to have you.
Thank you very much.
And good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Well, I'm good. On a lighter note, though, the last time I saw you was our friendly game against Qatar. That was when you scored your first goal. You remember that game, right?
I do, yeah.
How did you feel about that?
Yeah, I felt amazing because, I've been with the national team for a couple of years. I've had some games, and I've been wanting to score, wanting to assist, but, the goal wasn't coming. So I felt that much like it came in the right time because I got a goal and assist. So I was very, very overwhelmed. I was even crying if you can watch like the video, even the players were laughing. But it felt amazing. It was good, yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people, I don't know if you heard this though, but people who watched you, I think myself, I bought into that narrative that you moved like Christian Achu the late. Did you ever hear those comparisons between yourself and Christian Achu?
Yeah, like I've heard a lot of comparison, but literally, like I just want you guys to know, Achu has been like a role model to me also. Like when he was in FC Porto, before he came to Chelsea, I used to watch his videos before my league game. So if it was like I feel amazing, I feel good to be compared to Achu because he did a lot for the national team, being player of the tournament and AFCON and going to the World Cup. So yeah, people were comparing me to him, but yeah. It was good, yeah.
I'm sure you remember the first game you played, your debut on the Kwesi Appiah. You remember that game exactly, right?
Yeah, is it the AFCON or the friendly game?
Yes, the AFCON.
Yeah, I think I remember against Benin. The 2019, yeah. When I came in the second half and I came in the first half and during the second half, I think Boy got a red card and I was being substituted again. Yeah, so I do remember, yeah.
Okay, we'll talk more about the Black Stars, your time proper with that. But I'd want to know your club career. The last time I checked, it was Serbia, Belgrade. Has it been for you? I thought that you were one player that would hit Europe. You got to Europe and get to play amongst the elites. But how would you describe your time at Serbia?
Okay, so my time in Serbia, has been amazing because that's why I started my football career when I left Vision FC, like way back in 2014. That's why I signed my first professional contract with Radik Sodorisa. And for me, it's like you've been in a country whereby you can speak the language, you understand the people, like you can eat their food, like you understand the culture. So most of the times I go and I do come back to Serbia because I feel like I'm always home, like I'm back home. So me going to another country where maybe I might not feel welcome and a whole lot of things. So I always decide to come back to Serbia because I already know the league. I know the people there. So yeah, it's been amazing. Yeah, Serbia is a good country. Like they have good players, the likes of Ivanovic, Matic and Vidic. Yeah, so yeah, it's been amazing in that country.
Great stuff. I don't know if you want to talk about this though, but what next for your career? Because you made mention that you're looking to consider some few things. Should we see you competing in top European football?
Okay, right now I might not say I want to compete in European football, and I don't know what is going to happen like in the next future. You know, me, I do believe in God, and I do believe in this world. Like wherever God wants you to pass, I think like He has a right things for us. So I remember when I was going to Saudi Arabia, I got like an option from Dortmund, Shakao for Bayer Leverkusen. But at the end of the day, what you think is best for you is what you choose. I know in a country where we are living, you know, decision making is difficult for other people, but when you are being able to make a decision, you know, people have their own criticism and like they say a whole lot of things. But me, I think like from my career since 2014 till now has been amazing, and I always do things where my heart is at peace and not what people really say. So yeah, whatever is going to happen in the next years, yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Two AFCON appearances, first in 2019. It didn't end well for Ghana. I think we exited in the group stage. No, the round of 16 to Tunisia 1-0, 2019. 2021, we were part of that squad again. We exited, we lost to Comoros in the last game. Andrea, you shown a red card. And that began our struggles at the AFCON. But for your time, I mean, if I'm to pick your thoughts, how's the two AFCON shaped you up as a footballer?
Yeah, for me as a footballer, like being part of the national team to represent the nation at the AFCON, you know, because I quite remember, I know I didn't play none of the amateur like national team, no under 20. I was just being called straight to the Black Star, and it was an AFCON tournament too. So being called into the national team and having the likes of like Jordan Ayew, Dede Ayew, Asamoah and Kodja Samuel, all these legends I used to watch way back when I was in GSS and secondary school, like being close. I think it was amazing. I remember my first AFCON in Egypt. Like we had good players. The training camp at Dubai was okay. You know, when we were coming back to Egypt, like we were really prepared. But that's football. No, things do happen because it was the first I was in. I wanted to make a name for myself and a name for the nation, but we did our best, and at the round of 16, like we were lost by Tunisia on penalties, and it is what it is, you know. And I think I don't know what really happened when we went to our second AFCON, like because yeah, we had a lot of teams, you know, a lot of players too, and I don't know. I cannot say maybe it's because of the selection, because everyone who was being called is like is good enough to play, but that it just happened, you know. Andrew, we were determined against Comoros, but you know, Andrew got a red card, and playing like 10 against 11 is sometimes difficult. When the luck is on your side, you're gonna win, but the luck wasn't on our side, so we just lost the game to Comoros.
Have you been staying in touch with Ghana's all-time top scorer Samuel? I'm asking this because I saw this picture of you. I think 2019. You were looking very smallish.
Yeah. You know, as I was saying, you know, he has been inspirational to us, because I remember our first time in the World Cup 20. I think I was in GSS or something like this, and watching Asamoah Bangi goals and with the dance and everything, and me seeing myself with Asamoah, a legend who is the top scorer for the national team, and it was amazing. You know, like he taught me a whole lot of stars. I'm someone who was like a very private person, but I think it's Asamoah who taught me to be public, because it was like, hey Sam, now you are part of the national team, and you know, once you are being called to the national team, like, you know, literally you are a public figure, people want to follow you. So because my Instagram, my social media, they were all public, because nobody know me from that time until I came to the national team. And yeah, so he taught me a whole lot of things. Yeah, he was amazing, like the way he smiles to us, leading the Jama, and a whole lot of things. So yeah, it was that's how we call him, because no, since he left, I think the national team is still nice, but when it comes to those Jama, it's been not like when he was there, because now when he was there and Langabe also was there, and now both of them, they are not around. But it is what it is. No, you cannot be in the national team forever. He's a legend, and we do respect him. And yeah.
You play with Jordan too. I think he's the next player in that team, the current squad now, who has to take up leadership roles. I saw this interview of him that he was talking about the fact that when he was playing under Jan, it was Jan who was carrying that pressure, and now he has to lead a bunch of upcoming talent. As a player, how does it feel to be that experienced head in that squad? To have a lot of pressure, people talking about you, miss chances, people rip you apart, and that.
Yeah. It's very difficult, to be the leader, or let's say the captain of the national team, because as I was saying, like, we all know what's happened to Asamoah when you lost the penalty against Uruguay. A whole lot of threats, a whole lot of insults. Me using myself as an example, like, I got a whole lot of threats when I went to Saudi Arabia, messages from people, from a lot of media guys. But that's why I say this is what it is. After my time with the World Cup. And I feel like Jordan is a leader. You can see a leader in him. His brother has been there. His brother has been a leader, and Dede has not been coming to the national team recently. But I think, if they've given the captain to Jordan, I feel like they are the coaches and they know who really deserve to be the captain. So me as a Jordan, I've played with Jordan in 2 AFCON, and I see the leadership in him, and I think with the pressure is normal, but I think he can handle the pressure and actually do something better for the national. He's already been doing the scoring and everything,
But where do you stand on people who think that it's about time we move away from the Ayew brothers, especially with Andre, who they think that he's aging, he has to bow out of the national team, allow other people to step in?
You see, we live in a country whereby a lot of people have their own perceptions, and people talk, a lot of media guys, those who are professional and those who are not professional, those who are just using their phone to sit in their house and writing whatever they want to write. We are living in a country whereby the negativity trends more than the positive side. So I think with the negative and all this thing, it's normal, it's part of football, because if not been to another country, you might not understand. Something like, I'm in Serbia, I've played in Serbia, I've played in Saudi, I've played in Turkey, and I know how the media speak. We all know how also the English Premier League, the media, they speak. So it's everywhere. It all depends on you to stay away with this negativity and do what you're supposed to do. At the end of the day, it's 90 minutes. And I think when we are being called into the national team, even not a tournament, it's just two matches to play, win, and go back to your club. So I think it's cool. The pressure is normal, the negativity is normal, but you just have to psych your mind and know what you want and where you want to be. Because I feel like you know yourself better than any other person out there. If you can consume pressure, or whether you can condone pressure or not. So people will always speak, but at the end of the day, it's what you decide is there.
Okay. Otuado, another man who is under so much pressure, he masterminded the current squad he's got. So yes, to not qualifying for the AFCON for the first time in 20 years. As a player who's been in and around the team, how did you feel to see us not qualifying for the AFCON? It's just this December.
For me, Ghana is a football country, and when it comes to tournaments like this, the people want to see Ghana participating in a tournament, whether it be in the AFCON or maybe whatever tournament African countries participating, they want Ghana to be part. So for me as a player, I felt very, very bad, because I felt like we have a lot of young players, the likes of Sulemana, Fatah Isaku, Kudus, and all those players like Gideon Mensah, Ashimeru, a lot of young players where they can showcase their talent. But as I was saying, football is football, because the other countries or other teams who also come is not just coming just to play. And at the end of the day, football is a win, a lose or a draw. So when you qualify, okay, but when you don't qualify, I know we've been as a country of a football country, and people will talk, people will do this. For me, I really, really feel bad, but it is what it is. Now we are the leader of the World Cup, and I think we need to focus and just qualify for the World Cup. And I feel like when we are able to qualify for the World Cup, people are really going to forget about AFCON.
Do you think we look down on our opponents in the AFCON group? So we had Sudan, there was Niger, and also Angola.
For me, I think football has really changed a lot in a couple of years, and because for me, for what I know from this country, people are still playing in Saudi Arabia, people are still playing in Qatar, and they're being called into the national team, and they're performing. Ronaldo is 40 years or 40 something, he's playing the Saudi League, but he still comes to the national team and he still performs. So me, I feel like it's high time we Ghanaians and the medias to just know, like, football is played everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are playing. I always tell myself, football is you, not the club or the team or the league you are playing. You can call someone who is playing the Premier League and they might come to the national team and nothing is going to happen. But you might call players who are in the Ghana Premier League, in the maybe Ethiopia League, in the Saudi League, and they will come and they will perform. It's 11 against 11. It's just a ball we are playing. No league is better than any league. You can see PSG is playing the French League. We call France the Farmers League, but they won the Champions League. So this is a high time we need to understand football is being played everywhere. So if someone is playing in another league and he's performing and he's Ghanaian, we just have to give him the chance to come showcase his talent, and let's help each other in this country. Yeah.
So 4 games more to wrap up the qualifiers in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. I think you put some few words on that. Huge position to qualify for USA, Canada, and Mexico. The last time we played at the World Cup was in Qatar. We exited in the group stage. Good run has come in 2010 when we got to the quarterfinals. Do you think that we can replicate that form with certain players who have hit good form in the just end the season? Antoine Semenyo, Kudus, Partey, and some other key players with Otuado now changing the narrative of what was a bad campaign in the AFCON qualifiers?
Yeah, for me, from my experience, like me, I can testify and tell you, like, even with those who are injured, no, they are good players. Nuama and all those players, they are good. And for me, I always say we are living in a country whereby we have top talent everywhere in the world. That's why we're saying, if we are supposed to just scout or focus on Europe, then okay, that is what they want to do. But me as a player and being part of the national team, like, I went to Saudi. I was in Saudi when I scored my first goal for the national team. I was in Al Fihah. So if I was in Saudi and I was able to play for the national team, scored a goal, give an assist, I was still coming to the national team during the qualifiers and everything. I think, like, we need to give chances to other players who are also performing, because I feel like when you watch the likes of other countries, Portugal and England, at the end of the season, they are calling players who are performing in their team and, like, they are being called. It's not like someone is already having a position in the team, whether he being injured or not playing, we have to call him like this. But I think for me, football call-up should be based on merit. And
You think we can be okay with that?
Yeah. I think we can be okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's been there for years, whereby, like, people feel like some leagues are not important, and if you are playing this league, it's just a normal league. People don't really care about you. So for me, my experience, I feel like some coaches can even call someone who is playing the championship in England, the Bundesliga 2 in Germany, over someone who is playing the top league in Saudi Arabia. And you know that for years now, the Saudi Arabian league has been developed. You are watching the Club World Cup and you know Al Hilal, they are playing good. They have the likes of Milinko Savic, who is from Serbia. They have Bruno, who was came from Sevilla, and Mitrovic, and the likes of João Neves from. So I think it's high time we give those players who are the opportunity. If the player is performing, we need to call the player. I don't know, we are all Ghanaians and we want to do something better for the nation, because it's been a years Ghana won a cup or Ghana won something, and people are always on our shoulders, hey, we need to win something for this. It's not like we don't want to win something for the nation. We want to. So I feel like we as a player, we the players, we need to do our job, and also you the media people have to also do your job, and the coaches too, and they need to do your job. I don't know, like, when we come together with one target, and this, I think, is going to help us. Not like players are doing their own thing and other people are doing their own thing. So yeah, I think we need to be together, because, like, we are living in a country whereby I feel like it's like people have their own thing. If Owusu is not playing and a player is being called, like, and we need to criticize him, why didn't we call this, why did we call this? I don't know, the coaches, that's why we've given the chance to the coach. He's the head coach and he feel like this is good for the nation. You might be a media person, you might not, you don't have, you might feel like this person who's being called is not the right person, but I feel like the coach is also, like, he knows who is better for the team. He knows his own tactics and what he wants to use. So I see, like, when there's a call-up and when the players are being called, I feel like we need to support the coach and encourage him, and, like, encourage the boys to do their own thing. Yeah.
Someone talk to me about 3 players. So they are in the news that they probably will leave their clubs. One is Mohamed Kudus. Thomas Partey yesterday, news broke that Arsenal have failed to agree on some contract extensions with him. And the third is also Jordan Ayew, whose future at Leicester City is not too clear because they are back to the championship. First off, your thoughts on Kudus' performance in the just end of the season?
Yeah, if I say I really watch the Premier League and those like, then I would like to. I'm someone like those who are close to me. They know if not for the national team, maybe I'm not playing and I don't. And it's not like I'm not really fan of the Premier League. I don't really like to watch games after football because I feel like I'm doing the same thing, and sometimes after training I just have to do something. I like to watch movies and those things. So I think Kudus had a good like season like in the previous season, but people were just talking he didn't have a good season this year. I didn't watch how he played, but as I was saying, people always talk. And for me, whether he has to leave or he has to stay, it all depends on him because as I was saying earlier on, decision making is very, very difficult. People always feel like this is better option for you, but you as a player, you are the one going there to play. You are the one who is going to suffer or like kill yourself in that place. So you need to choose and decide for what is really good for you and what you think is also good for your family. So yeah, I think if he's supposed to stay in West Ham, okay, cool. But if you want to leave, why not?
How about Partey?
Yeah, I just saw like some updates like he's not going to stay at Arsenal, and I don't know which team is coming. I hear like AC Milan and other. I know there are always rumors, and he's a good player. He was in Atletico Madrid, came to Arsenal. There were a whole lot of criticism, and Partey is getting a whole lot of injuries, and injuries are part of the game. Sometimes you don't want to get injury. Nobody wants to get injured, but it do happen. It do happen. So when injuries happen, like you just have to psych your mind, like get your treatment and get back strong. I think like during the Champions League, like he had a good game, and I think if he's supposed to leave, and he just have to choose the right path and the right club for him. He's a very, very, very top player, and I do respect him a lot. Yeah.
Let me get this word from you. I think the last time you played in the national team was 2022. Yeah. Ever since you've not gained call up to the national team. Should there be an opening? Are you open to take it? Because there's a World Cup coming, some other qualifiers too in the corner.
As I just said, like, a lot of people have been tagging me as a former Blaster player. Others also say, like, the Blaster. 29. Yeah, I'm 29, Blaster player and all this. So for me personally, I'm still playing. I'm focusing on my career. I'm focusing on what I'm doing for myself and my family and my future, So the national team is still there. We came to meet people and they've already left, and we came. And we are still there. If I'm being called back to the national team, why not? I'll be grateful to represent the nation. If I'm not being called, life still goes on. People are being called. I'm going to support them to do that. So my doors are already open for the national team. If I'm being called, okay, fine. If I'm not, yeah.
Has Otto reached out in the last couple of months or weeks?
Not for the national team aspect, no. But I have, like, I was very, very cool with Otto. I think, like, on my birthday, he even wishes me on my WhatsApp. He called me, we spoke. I don't normally talk about the national team and this because, as I was saying, he's the head coach, and then I have, like, a good communication with him. He not calling me doesn't necessarily mean I need to have a banter or an issue with him. Like, he's the coach. Whatever he decides is good for the national team, he's going to do it. And as I was saying, I'm there. I'm still playing. I've not retired. And if you feel like, okay, fine, some other players have been injured, Nuama is injured, me and Nuama will play in the same position. So if he thinks I'll be okay to play for, why not? Whenever you call me, I'm ready. It's still the national team. And like, every player is being, like, eligible to represent the nation. And, like, when I'm being called, yeah, I will come and play. If I'm not being called, yeah, life still goes on, as I said, yeah.
We'll shift attention from the Black Stars to the local scene and some other stuff. Samuel, let's continue with just your quick thoughts on the Ghana Premier League. You've had stints with Vision Football Club. Do you see stories about poor officiating, poor pitches, that kind of stuff? I don't know, because I'm asking you this because you've been a product of the GPL.
No, I should have been put. Literally, I didn't play for the Ghana Premier League. I played for Vision when they were in second division. Yeah, I've been seeing a couple of videos on Twitter, on Instagram about the officiating in the Ghana Premier League. And sometimes you being a professional player, sometimes you feel like it's very, 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 very hectic, and the kind of penalties and the kind of things like they give to other teams, and because I was there when they play against this Kotoko and Golden Kicks, the FA Cup finals, and the penalty for me wasn't a penalty, but what can I do? There's no VAR here, and the referee. And I always say like the referee is always there, and the referee is the one who's to decide. He has like his assistant and everything. So when he says a penalty, at the end of the day, it's a penalty. There's no way it's gonna change. But for me personally, being professional for like 11, 10 years now, and it wasn't a penalty. So for me, I think most of the games, some of the officiating, officiating is very, very, very bad. And for the pitches, like even having this pitches issue, like for a very, very long time. Even when I was with Red Bull Academy in Sogakope, and way back in Kumasi when I started from Aston Villa and all that before I came to Accra, we've been having issue with pitches, and sometimes when we even come to the national team, like training on the Accra Sports Stadium, imagine playing on Old Trafford pitch, Stamford Bridge, and coming to stand on Accra Sports Stadium, and people don't really understand how it is. People always like, you started from here before you go, and when you guys come by, you feel like you cannot play. No, it's not always like this. I've been in Europe for 11 good years, and you don't expect me to still adapt to this kind of pitches, because the pitches there is not like this, and being playing years over years on the good pitches and coming here, it's just 2 games just to play and go. You're gonna struggle, and I think we can do better. Ghana is a football nation. I think like they can do better on our football, the GPA, the officiating, because sometimes the camera being used to for the videos and everything, I think like to broadcast like very, very, very poor. But I think we can do better, and I pray and I hope like things changes in Ghana, on our Ghana Premier League and the football as a whole.
I mean, you mentioned that at the time you were playing for Vision, they were in the second division. Now, their maiden season, they finished 11th. They are hoping to do better next season. Just your thoughts on to see the team compete in their maiden season, the GPO, and finish in that position.
Yeah, for me, like it's everywhere though. Like coming from the lower flight to the top flight, it's always difficult because football is being played with experience. No matter how good players you have, experience also still counts. And I think they did best because they scored Kotoko in their last recent games. Like was it 3? I couldn't make it because I have to go visit my uncle at the mountain, and I couldn't go to watch. So I think for them it's good because to come to the Premier League for the first time, even able to stay in the Premier League without relegating, I think for me it's good. And I feel like they've gotten experience, they've gotten to know how the Premier League is being played, and I think maybe coming this season or next season, like I think they will be prepared, and I think they will come back stronger and do better. Yeah.
Talk to us about the Vision project. Why have you decided to be doing this?
Okay, for the vision project, like that's the Owusu project, as you can see over there. Like I started with my manager, who is the chief of staff of the Ghana Football Association, Michael Osekri. Like initially when we started, we just wanted to pick like the upcoming footballers who want to play football but they don't have the support. Like they don't have the support, they don't have anyone to support them. So that's how we started. But as time we're going on, we decided to put everything in together. It's more like a foundation. It's like a project and a foundation whereby we are open to support the needy and the poor. I think when I came like a couple of weeks, like we went to the Medina Estate JSS, like in collaboration with like Kudu Pad. I think it's a Ghana made pad, like to just go and give the JSS the girl like some pad and this. So I think like we are doing our best. Now remember during the Corona time, we also donated like curtains of like sanitizers for the national team to give to the national team, the Premier League, and it has been amazing. We are doing a good job. The likes of my big man, the Prince, and the other board of directors, like they are doing amazing. So as time goes on, we are praying for the best, and I feel like we have a lot of things to do, and I think by the grace of God, everything will be fine. Yeah.
Would we see you play the GPO before maybe you retire or something?
Oh,
Maybe for Vision?
why not? If Vision is still in the Premier League and about to retire, I think okay, fine. I have to come to Ghana and retire in Ghana. Why not? I've been a fan of Kumasi Asante Kotoko because I was born in Kumasi. My mom and dad, everyone was like Kotoko fan. We used to like run away from school to go to stadium and watch football. So I've been a fan of Kumasi Asante Kotoko for a very very long time. But for now, I've been in Accra for years now, and I feel like even if I have to retire and play for the Premier League, it's going to be a team in Accra. So yeah, I don't want to. I don't know. There are a lot of clubs here. Vision is here. Accra is here. I think Olympic DJs go relegated, and I think I don't know that. I know there are teams here who are also playing the Premier League. So I think Dreams FC is also here. So whatever will happen, I want to stay in Accra, and yeah.
Final question, and I'll let you rest. Just your quick thoughts on the All-Star Festival, backed by the back group, Dr. Ernest Cranton. You featured. Were you with the Northern or the sector?
I don't even remember because it was my first time participating in the All Stars games. Yeah, but I met Ernest and my godmother, like I call it Ohenewa, and we went to meet Dr. Abiam Citi at Castle, and that's where like he talked to me about the All Stars game, and he was asking if I'll be able to feature, and I was like, I'm here. If by the time I'm still here, why not? So it was my first, and I think it was nice. It was nice, like it was amazing. I think those who started the curtain raisers, bringing our stars, Dr. Likey, and people who used to watch them when we want to laugh there. So it was amazing, and I think we lost. I was with Jordan team. It was the northern side, right? Okay, so I was with the northern side, and we lost to the southern side. Right? But I think like it was a nice game. Yeah, everybody got a chance to showcase his or her talent because I think there were females also being allowed to play. So I think it was nice. And as time goes on, I feel like it will get better and it's going better. And me having a project, if there's the need for me also to support with my project, why not? I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Samuel. I appreciate your time. All right. So that's Black Stars winger, playmaker, each other way you want to put it. Samuel Owusu interacting with us. A lot of stuff to actually digest. Spoke about Black Stars, Coach Otuado, his career in Serbia, and his love for certain sports personalities, whether footballers or coaches. So that's it for you. Thank you so much for doing this with us again. I'm Gabi Ofe, and we'll catch you same time next week.